And DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Local drivers may have noticed some significant construction at a high school just off U.S. Highway 51. Maroa-Forsyth School Superintendent Adam Ibbotson says the press box at the football field has been completely removed to make way for concrete work and preparation for the new press box. He hopes the project will be complete in time for the football season to begin in August.
51, you'll see that our press box is officially down. So that's been taken off its pedestal along the way, all the supports there, and they're doing additional concrete work and footing and securing that area right now and getting it prepped with electricity, technology needs, and getting that ready. Our goal, we're hoping that, we need to have that press box done by August 1, just because of the football calendar has been moved up with the new IHSA requirements to get ready for it. So we're hoping to have that done and ready to go. It's going to look really awesome. It's been a long time coming. It's been on our project list for a while. So we had a big crane. A lot of people stopped by and watched the crane kind of take off the old press box, and we'll have the new one placed here, hopefully here in July, and be able to have some signage on it, take a look at it, and really update the amenities there and just make it a really quality place. It's not going to necessarily be deeper. It's going to be a little wider along the way to accommodate some other rooms.
Yeah.
It'll look similar to Clinton's press box that they had, similar in some regards. St. T's, if you've been by their spot, it will look similar to it. But it'll have 5 different rooms to look at it, with rooms in the middle and then rooms on the outside for opposing coaches. Still have a spot on the top for people to be at. Really just supporting the game day pieces and what we do, even for track meets with like FAT timing and what we have to do for the scoreboard and all the electronic needs that we have to house everything. It's different than it was 20 years ago.
That it is.
There's a lot of things to be up there.
Other than outdoor facilities, Ibbotson says general maintenance will be taking place all summer long. Through all the work, Ibbotson feels that summer activities should not be interrupted.
We just did our 20-year health, life, safety audit. So lots of HVAC. Valves get old, compressors get old, machinery fails. So we're working through some of those pieces. We're also, if you walk into the entrance of the high school next year, that whole atrium area, when you first walk in, it's had some issues with some of the paper peeling off of it as it's set over time and exposed to the sun and the elements over time. So we're redoing it. We have other door projects that we're working on, painting that we're working on, and just kind of updating and staying on a regular schedule to keep that up with maintenance and the looks of everything. Our staff does a great job. Mr. Garner, Keith Garner is our building and grounds director. He works with our middle school and high school staff and athletic director, Mr. Appleby. Everything's pretty well sectioned off. We had basketball shootouts a couple weeks ago where we had people in our gyms, and everything we work to coordinate together as a group to make sure all those things happen and we still get the work done that we need to.
The district is also hiring this summer. Ibbotson indicates they are in need of some grade school classroom teachers as well as substitute bus drivers. He notes that after condensing bus routes in light of potential transportation cuts, they are fully staffed for full-time bus drivers.
We do have some open positions. I mentioned our grade school PE position. We've had a couple of classroom teacher positions that have come open that we're actively interviewing for and working through. Some of those positions have closed. We have a couple other positions that close on the 15th. So I would encourage anyone, you can find those positions on the IASA Job Bank. And you can also find them on our Facebook page, and you can also find them on our school website underneath employment opportunities. So I would encourage anyone that's looking for a position and want to be a part of our team to check those things out for staffing needs. We've shifted some of our routes around, and at this point we are fully staffed with bus drivers.
Great.
So all of our routes that we're planning on for next year, we're fully staffed. We could always use substitute bus drivers. That's another challenge for us. If drivers have to take a field trip or have days that they need to be off for whatever reason, we would always use substitute bus drivers along the way, but we are fully staffed on our routes right now. And preparing to make the move for next year.
The district shifted building start times for the upcoming school year to accommodate having to staff fewer bus drivers. Those looking for more information on hiring at Maroa-Forsyth should visit the school website at mfschools.net or find the district's Facebook page. With a long 4th of July weekend ahead, celebrations will carry on as we celebrate America's 250th. Whether you're firing up the grill or baking goods in the house, the University of Illinois Extension's nutrition educator, Caitlin Mellendorf, is sending out some food safety reminders ahead of the long weekend. The 4 core pillars of home food safety are clean, separate, cook, and chill. She emphasizes that these foundational guidelines apply equally whether cooking in an indoor kitchen or at an outdoor grill station.
Yeah, we definitely want people to be food safe as they're doing some, really big celebrations this year. And so we always come back to the 4 kind of principles of food safety. So whether you're cooking indoors or outdoors, it all applies. And those are clean, separate, cook, and chill. So cleaning is always about hand washing. So we want to make sure that we are washing with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Same for our fruits and vegetables. So I think this is something that people forget is you want to spend similar amount of time washing the exterior of your apples and rinsing off your broccoli and other foods for that 20 seconds, just like we do for hand washing. And then making sure that your surfaces are clean. So soap and water, especially if you're grilling between multiple foods, or cleaning the grill in between so that your, just the greasy residue and buildup maybe from your previous cook is not going to impact the flavor or, add any kind of like funky char flavor to your next grill, but also for food safety reasons. We're making sure that any leftover meat residue is not growing bacteria and that we are cleaning that before we get started.
Maintaining clean culinary surfaces is a vital part of food preparation safety. Mellendorf advises grill operators to thoroughly scrub down grill grates with soap and water between cooking different types of food.
Separating is also then about keeping raw, uncooked meats separate from our ready-to-eat foods. So ready-to-eat foods, especially during this time of year, it can be pasta salads, potato salad, fruit salad, lots of salads, right? That we are not prepping our burgers and our brats and our chicken breast and wings and every other, piece of meat that we're going to work with, that we're not using the same cutting boards or the same knives for the uncooked meats as we did to prepare and chop up vegetables or fruits. So that's clean, that's separate. And then cooking is about making sure that our foods are cooked to safe temperatures. I love that there's newer technology with a lot of grills where you can have even now wireless thermometers, so you can insert the probe into your meat. There is no wire anymore for some of these brands where you can have the temperature recorded to a smart device, whether that's your phone or a tablet, and that way you don't have to check on the meat by opening and releasing heat off of your grill. But if you just want to go, old school, a great standard food thermometer is going to be just fine for that.
According to Mellendorf, leftovers cannot sit out at room temperature or outdoors for an extended period. Because summer temperatures frequently climb into the high 80s and 90s, bacteria grow rapidly in the heat.
This is effectively
And then the last one is chill. So leftover food. So this is where I think it gets easy to forget during the excitement of I haven't seen a certain friend or family member in a while. I want to chat with them, and forgetting about the leftover foods that's sitting out, especially 4th of July when it's often very hot in the upper 80s, sometimes 90s, and bacteria will love to grow in that really warm temperature. So for any leftover food that's sitting out at that 2-hour mark, so you take it out of a refrigerator, you take it off the stove, out of the oven, off the grill, and it's sitting out at room temperature or air temperature if you're eating outside, at that 2-hour mark, go ahead and start wrapping everything up. Move it into cold storage in your refrigerator. If the temperature is above 90, drop that down to just 1 hour out at that air temperature, because that extra heat means the bacteria is going to grow a lot faster. And so we don't want to spoil your family reunions or your holiday celebrations.
If you have questions about food safety handling, storage, or holiday cooking rules, you can contact the USDA's food safety experts directly by calling 888-MP-HOTLINE or emailing mphotline@usda.gov. The hotline is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
WHOW is Central Illinois' ag station, and that includes providing farmers information on how the commodity markets close each day and week. I'm Todd Gleason from Illinois Public Media, University of Illinois Extension, inviting you to hear the daily closing market report weekday afternoons at 5:06, and on Saturdays, tune in for Commodity Week with a review of the week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW AM, FM, and streamed online.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on how he works to save you money every day.
I watch the Educator market very carefully. I stay under these, supposed low price chains, and I make sure I'm under them. So anybody that's rushing to Educator or other towns to buy commodity items like flour and sugar and milk and eggs and things that matter are fooling themselves. We are cheaper or as cheap on all the items that matter, and I make sure of that.
And as Dave always says,
hope to see you soon. Here's Hart Media Group owner Matt Hart talking about being in front of our audience on multiple platforms.
This what we call the second screen, right? It's the phone, because now we don't watch television one screen at a time. We're constantly watching two screens. You might be watching the University of Illinois football game on Saturday on your big screen, but you've got your phone there. And when a commercial comes on or timeout comes on, you're watching that second screen. And we want to make sure that we're positioned to be on the second screen, whether it's social media, we want to be there.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in Clinton in August of 2025.
If you're looking for music that stood the test of time, join me, Randy Miller, Sundays from 6 to 8 a.m. on 95.9 WEZC. I host Steady Ground Replay, a 2-hour journey back to the roots of contemporary Christian music. From the songs that started a movement to the hits that formed our foundation, it's 2 hours of timeless encouragement. Steady Ground Replay, standing on the music that built our faith. Sundays from 6 to 8 a.m. on 95.9 WEZC.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sportswire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Colson Montgomery hit a go-ahead double in the 8th inning. Jacob Gonzalez drove in 3 runs, and the Chicago White Sox beat the Baltimore Orioles 8-2 on Monday night in the opener of the series.
The Sox entered the 8th in Baltimore Monday night, tied up at 2, having lost 9 straight to the O's. Colson Montgomery doubled home Sam Antonacci for the go-ahead run.
2-2 is hit in the air out into deep center field, and that baby's going to get to the wall. Antonacci rounds third. Henderson's relay. Late. Sox lead 3-2 on a double by Colson Montgomery.
And then the White Sox poured it on, 8-2, White Sox winner in the series opener. Couple that with the Guardians' loss, and the Sox are back on top of the American League Central. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at 5 p.m. Tuesday on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
Here, the second game in the 3-game series with the Orioles tonight on WHOW. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. Seiya Suzuki hit a game-ending single off Mason Miller in the 9th inning, and the Chicago Cubs beat the San Diego Padres 3-2 on Monday night. Dansby Swanson and Pete Crow Armstrong started the decisive rally with a pair of singles off Jason Adam, who is 2-2. Miller then came in and surrendered Alex Bregman's single to center, loading the bases. Michael Busch followed with a fly ball to left, and Jace Bowen cut down Swanson when he attempted to score on the play. Suzuki then sent Bowen all the way back to the ivory-covered wall with a drive to left. Bowen tried to make a leaping catch but was unable to haul it in. It was Suzuki's second career game-ending hit and Chicago's major league-leading 10th walk-off win this season. Trent Thornton is 3-2 and worked the ninth for the win. Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a one-out single, but he was thrown out by catcher Miguel Amaya when he attempted to steal second. San Diego opened a 2-0 lead when Miguel Andujar scored on Xander Bogaerts' double in the fourth. Andujar finished with 3 hits. Chicago got one back on Michael Conforto's RBI single in the fourth. Suzuki tied it at 2 with a sacrifice fly in the fifth. Cubs lefty Shoto Imanaga allowed 9 hits in 6 1/3 innings in his first quality start since May 13th. It was a sorely needed performance after the Cubs used 7 pitchers in a 4-3 win at Milwaukee on Sunday. Griffin Canning started for the Padres and surrendered 5 hits in 4 1/3 innings on a warm and windy night at Wrigley Field. The Padres have used an opener in front of the right-hander in his previous 2 outings. J.P. Sears is 1-0 with a 3.18 ERA and starts for the Padres on Tuesday, and fellow left-hander Matthew Boyd is 2-1 with a 5.02 ERA, takes the mound for the Cubs. In scores from around the MLB yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Philadelphia Phillies 11-7, while the Detroit Tigers took down the New York Yankees 7-3. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the New York Mets 2-1, while the Texas Rangers took down the Cleveland Guardians 6-3. The Boston Red Sox beat the Washington Nationals 6-3, while the Milwaukee Brewers took down the Cincinnati Reds 5-3. The Minnesota Twins beat the Houston Astros 5-4, while the Miami Marlins took down the Colorado Rockies 10-7. The Los Angeles Angels fell to the Seattle Mariners 6-2, while the LA Dodgers routed the Athletics 9-4. And the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the San Francisco Giants 5-4. Ja Morant is headed to Portland after the Trailblazers and the Memphis Grizzlies completed a trade Monday night that sees the Grizzlies starting anew, gives the 2-time All-Star a chance to revive his career. Portland sent forwards Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray to the Grizzlies as part of the deal. It is a big swing by the Trailblazers and could suggest Portland might not be done making moves. Morant adds to a logjam at point guard right now for Portland, with Drew Holiday, Damian Lillard, and Scoot Henderson also on the current roster. Morant has averaged 22.4 points for his career, but has played only 79 games over the last 3 seasons because of injuries and suspensions. Grant averaged 18.6 points last season for Portland and will be joining his 6th team by going to Memphis. Murray averaged 5.8 points this past season for the Trailblazers. Morant's Most Improved Player Award in the year in 2021-2022 saw Memphis win 56 games, tying a franchise record, but that team was built around a young core of Morant, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane. And now, since then, they're all gone. Brooks played only one more season with the Grizzlies after that and has changed teams twice since then. Bane went to Orlando last summer, and Jackson was traded to Utah in February. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group in Clinton.
It's been great. You and Ben and the entire team are doing a great job. And we're just continuing on serving the local community, right? This is what this is all about. We're here to serve our local community. We're here to tell the local stories. We're here to cover the news. So nothing in that regard is changing. Our goal is connecting people. And that's our tagline at Hart Media Group. It's connecting people.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in August of 2025 and looks forward to serving the community for years to come.
From pickups to family vehicles, trust the experts at Walker Tire in Clinton, featuring quality Yokohama tires for dependable performance. We're here to help you find the right tire for every vehicle and every budget. Learn more by clicking our icon on DeWittDailyNews.com.
Longview Community Bank is now open in Clinton, investing in rural Illinois. I'm Vice President Nate Sams. Stop by for a visit or to find out how we provide real local banking. Click our banner ad at the top of the local news page on DeWittDailyNews.com.
ServPro Team McGuire is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of severe weather coverage across all WHOW platforms, AM, FM, and streaming online, as well as on WEZC, your easy choice for soft hits at 95.9 FM. Whether it's wind, rain, or even snow, you'll stay informed with severe weather updates around the clock. When severe weather strikes, we break in anytime to bring you the critical information you need to keep your family safe. Brought to you exclusively by ServPro Team McGuire, your local fire, storm, and water restoration experts.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. It's already hot in some parts of the country, but forecasters say it's going to get a lot hotter from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic up into the Northeast. Things will really start to heat up tomorrow with temperatures approaching or exceeding triple digits. High humidity as well. 3 firefighters killed over the weekend fighting a Colorado wildfire. We're part of a specialized team that goes into remote areas to quickly extinguish new fires. 2 other crew members suffered burns, and fires continue out west. 1,700 and counting, that is the death toll in earthquake-ravaged Venezuela. The rescue efforts, search and rescue efforts continue in Venezuela. And the Supreme Court expected to release more rulings today in some closely watched cases, rulings that have to do with birthright citizenship and girls' sports. On Wall Street, Dow futures are down 2 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Are you carrying more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Do you feel like you're running on a financial treadmill, making payment after payment, month after month, yet never getting ahead? If you're tired of watching your hard-earned money disappear into interest charges, there may be options available to help you take back control of your finances. At Total Financial Freedom, they'll show you what qualified consumers may be able to save through programs designed to help them resolve debt faster than making minimum payments alone. The consultation is free, confidential, and comes with absolutely no obligation. Why spend years, sometimes decades, paying thousands in interest when there may be a better path forward? Total Financial Freedom is a Christian-owned company that has helped thousands of Americans pursue financial freedom for nearly 20 years and is proudly A+ rated and accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now and ask how you can receive a complimentary copy of The Debt Dietitian. Stop running in place. Start moving toward financial freedom at 866-744-7344. 866-744-7344.
From the Hart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local news update. Local drivers may have noticed some significant construction at a high school just off U.S. Highway 51. Maroa-Forsyth Schools Superintendent Adam Ibbotson says the press box at the football field has been completely removed to make way for concrete work in preparation for the new press box. He hopes the project will be complete in time for the football season to begin in August.
Yeah, so when you drive up and down 51, you'll see that our press box is officially down. So that's been taken off its pedestal along the way, all the supports there, and They're doing additional concrete work and footing and securing that area right now and getting it prepped with electricity, technology needs, and getting that ready.
Mhm.
Our goal, we're hoping that, we need to have that press box done by August 1, just because of the football calendar has been moved up with the new IHSA requirements to get ready for it. So we're hoping to have that done and ready to go. It's going to look really awesome. It's been a long time coming. It's been on our project list for a while. So we had a big crane. A lot of people stopped by and watched the crane kind of take off the old press box, and we'll have the new one placed here, hopefully here in July, and be able to have some signage on it, take a look at it, and really update the amenities there and just make it a really quality place. It's not going to necessarily be deeper. It's going to be a little wider along the way to accommodate some other rooms.
Yeah.
It'll look similar to Clinton's press box that they had, similar in some regards. St. T's, if you've been by their spot, it will look similar to it. But it'll have 5 different rooms to look at it, with rooms in the middle and then rooms on the outside for opposing coaches. Still have a spot on the top for people to be at. Really just supporting the game day pieces and what we do, even for track meets with like FAT timing and what we have to do for the scoreboard and all the electronic needs that we have to house everything. It's different than it was 20 years ago.
That it is.
There's a lot of things to be up there.
Other than the outdoor facilities, Ibbotson says general maintenance will be taking place all summer long in the high school. Through all the work, Ibbotson feels that summer activities should not be interrupted. The district is also hiring this summer. Ibbotson indicates they are in need of some grade school classroom teachers as well as substitute bus drivers. He notes that after condensing bus routes in light of potential transportation cuts, they are fully staffed with full-time bus drivers. The district shifted building start times for the upcoming school year to accommodate having to staff fewer drivers. Get news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Mainly sunny skies today, with daytime highs approaching 92. Winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 74. Tonight, clear skies. Sunny skies. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 93. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 79 degrees.
I'm weatherology meteorologist Derek Height with a significant weather update brought to you exclusively by ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties, your fire, storm, and water restoration specialists. A heat advisory continues until midnight Friday morning. A heat advisory means that the combination of high temperatures and high humidity will produce dangerous conditions, especially for those who are sensitive to the heat, such as children and the elderly. In order to prevent heat sickness and heat stroke, take steps to keep cool. Drink plenty of water, stay in the shade as much as possible, and if you must be outside, take occasional breaks in an air-conditioned building to cool down. Watch out for the warning signs of heat stroke, including dizziness, nausea, headache, and disorientation. A heat advisory continues until midnight Friday morning. Stay tuned for additional updates. I'm meteorologist Derek Height.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
When it comes to connecting with America's farmers and ranchers, nothing beats the authentic voice of Ag Radio. Farm broadcasters have been the voice of rural America since 1944, building trusted relationships with agricultural producers across generations. Today, the network of over 140 Ag radio stations reaches farmers and ranchers during their most productive hours when they're actively working their operations and making business decisions. What makes Ag Radio uniquely effective? Farmers listen to farm broadcasters for information that directly impacts their livelihood. When your message is delivered alongside alongside crucial weather updates, market reports, and agricultural news, it receives the same attention and credibility. Farm Radio Connects offers agricultural advertisers targeted access to this engaged audience through professionals who understand both broadcasting and agriculture. According to the National Association of Farm Broadcasting, 78% of farmers consider information from farm broadcasters highly trustworthy. When you need to reach rural America effectively, choose the voices they already trust. Visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com and discover how Ag Radio can elevate your agricultural marketing strategy.
Finding a local job in Central Illinois has never been easier. Don't waste time driving far or spending too much on gas. Visit IllinoisJobPost.com. It's your one-stop site to find local, full-time, and part-time job openings. Best of all, it's completely free for job seekers to access anytime, day or night. So if you're ready to land a job close to home, make IllinoisJobPost.com your first stop. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. Brought to you by your friends at the regional radio station.
This is Seth Lawrence, station manager for the Heart Media Group here in Clinton. We take pride in being Clinton and Central Illinois' local radio stations each and every day, 7 days a week. What does local news mean? Here's a sample.
Yeah, we did receive a grant. It's a sizable grant. It was $50,000.
Trying to get some additional personnel for the fire department.
You can sign up anytime that summer reading is going on, which is May 30th through July 31st.
What I'm really concerned about is losing local control over what happens with data centers.
But then what we're finding for e-bikes, there's different classes of e-bikes.
You hear the local people that make the news every day, 7 days a week. Follow WHOW on Facebook and Instagram to see the faces behind the voices and stay connected to your local community on WHOW and WEZC.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show. And as the summer is here, and I tell you what, if I remember right, May days we had pretty good weather.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We'll take it.
Yep. So off to the summertime, and I know that this time of the year is kind of a somewhat of a sigh of relief for you because the spring is just so busy with annual dinner to kick off the year. Then you get right into Business Expo, and a few months later, it's May days. Have you taken a breath yet at this point?
We have, and Erin really has. She's well. I don't know. She's working on some other stuff too, but
yeah,
it is a kind of a refreshing. Just okay. Right now, there's a little bit going on, but we can take a breath. We can get the office clean, and we can find out what we're doing. But we're already knee deep in haunted house, believe it or not.
Sure.
So we've got the sprinklers are on, the power's on, the water's on, everything's ready to go. The guys are getting in there working. And we're just headed into that.
Getting after it. Sure. Well, before we get into Haunted House too much, let's go back to May days. And how about May days? I know my family spent an afternoon out there. I thought it was nice. What did you make of it?
We had a good May days this year. Good. Much better than last year.
Good.
We didn't walk away saying, oh my gosh, we aren't going to do this again. No, we actually we had great vendors this year. We did have a wind problem on Sunday. I take that. So the weather did kind of catch us on Sunday. We, a lot of our vendors closed up early, which I went around and said, go ahead and close. You know, we don't want any damage. So,
yeah, sure.
But other than that, we had good attendance, good food. It was a good May days.
Yeah, you did a good job this year, for sure. Now, May days is not quite your biggest fundraiser, but it is one of the biggest.
Right, it's the second biggest. The Haunted House is the first, and then May days is the second.
Yeah, very good.
So we'd be kind of lost without it, to be honest with you, because as you know, we are a nonprofit. So we make our money with our events and with our membership dues. So we need these events.
Yeah. You mentioned it was a good May days. What made it good for you? What did you think?
Just we had great vendors. We had different vendors than we had last year. So we kind of got some new blood in there. Right. A lot of new food vendors, just positive comments from everybody. And the weather wasn't so beastly hot that people could come out and enjoy themselves. Carnival did great this year. It was just, like I said, it was just a good May days.
Yeah.
We didn't have people driving around the square. We
closed off the whole square this year, right?
We've been closing off the whole square. But when we come in, the barricades have been moved and people have been driving around it. But this year we did not have we really didn't have any issues with that.
Okay.
We had the Smashbox truck this year.
I noticed that. How did that go over?
Oh my gosh, that went over amazingly well. The only bad thing is when we had our concert Saturday night, the Smashbox was open and it was kind of conflicting.
Oh,
You could
all
hear
the noise.
Smashbox
Yeah.
and then the music, but
yeah.
Doug Willis made it work, and it was
Cool.
It was great.
How'd your concerts go?
It was good. We just had one.
Okay.
The sing off for the theater has moved to Friday night, so that eliminates our need for a band or whatever, which is good because we kind of struggled with getting bands and getting people to sit and watch the bands.
Okay.
And this year, so we had the sing off on Friday night, and then Saturday night was South 51, which is Douglas Willis and his band. He's local. And great attendance for that, and they're wonderful. We love listening to him, and
Yeah.
so that was really well attended. So we're going to keep trying to do local for our bands.
Good. Very good. Yeah, very good. So glad it was a good year, Janice. I
was.
know you were very frustrated after last year. So rebounding well this year.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very good.
Like I said, the carnival did well, and when they do good, we do good.
Right.
So-
Sure. Yeah, and you mentioned the fundraising side of it. Does just fundraising from the May Days just go to general operating expenses?
It
or
does.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Are you at liberty to say how much you bring in for May Days in a good year?
I can say it's over $10,000.
Wow, great.
But not a lot. But that's kind of our average. I should say that's our average. That's what we're happy when we can do that.
Yeah.
Because that gives us an opportunity to help support some businesses to do whatever we need to do for them.
Yeah.
And pay our salaries too. You got to remember,
Sure.
we are paid.
Mhm.
So so that helps.
Yeah,
that helps
offset
with
those
that.
costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Janice Peterson is the executive director of the Clinton Chamber of Commerce, my guest in studio here for today. You mentioned, your biggest fundraiser, and maybe we'll talk about this at the other side of the break, is the Haunted House.
Right.
That's coming up, obviously, in October. May Days is your second biggest fundraiser. How else does the Chamber generate revenue?
In any event that we do, we charge like a booth fee or we charge a dinner fee. That one pretty much wipes itself out. But so just pretty much from the booth fees, I would say that's kind of the thing, because that's even with May Days, we charge our vendors a fee to be up on the square. It's not huge. For example, it's about $100 to $150.
Sure.
It's not a huge thing by any means, but every little bit helps.
Yeah. How about the rest of the year, like away from like May Days, the expo, those sorts of things?
We live on membership dues because our due schedule, where all the businesses except for the banks are due in July. So we just sent out invoices. So we're now collecting membership dues.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that's our main focus, actually, other than the two events, I
Sure.
would say.
How's memberships these days?
It's down a little bit. We've added some this year. We gave away some at the Business Expo, which I think we talked about.
Right, yeah.
So that's helped a little bit, but it is down a little. And I'm going to be spending my summer visiting some of these businesses that either have dropped to try to get them back, or there are a few new ones that I haven't visited yet. So
Yeah. Well, and I feel like this is an opportunity to just remind the business community of what being a member of the chamber gets you and the benefit of that. How about that?
It basically gets you, I guess, priority referrals, I guess, would be a good thing to say.
I would say visibility.
Yeah, definitely. If our website is such that if you're on our website and somebody Googles radio stations in Clinton, Illinois, okay, obviously you're it. But
Right.
if you weren't, you're going to pop up under the chamber's your page under the chamber is going to pop up there. So it's kind of a good thing to do that. Plus, if somebody calls us and says, I need to get a hold of a radio station, what do I do? And immediately, we're going to say, well, you need to call WHOW. Here's their phone number. Here's who you need to talk to.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
or an insurance agency or a car
Exactly.
dealership
Yep.
or whoever.
and we don't have preferences. If they ask for a car dealership, we're going to give them every car dealership that's in Clinton and their
Right.
phone number.
Right. Yep.
So
Very good. Yeah. So now with the chamber membership, does that come with any perks or anything like that?
It does. And right off the top of my head, I can't. There's a list.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, there's a list. The visibility on our website, the referrals, business cards in our office. We do a member spotlight every week. We do a member spotlight in the Clinton Journal. So there's that little bit of exposure. We're always promoting stuff on Facebook. If we know that you've got an event going on, we're going to promote it.
Yeah.
And we just have to know about it first. So you got to let us know that there's, hey, I'm
Yeah.
having an open house this weekend, and let us know because we're going to promote it.
Right. Yep. Very good. So yeah, promotion and awareness and all those things. Very good. Now you mentioned the membership due cycle. Like, is there a time of year you can join the chamber, or?
You can join anytime. And then because our dues run from July 1 to June 30, what we do is we prorate. So if you would join in October, we're going to prorate it to July. We're not going to charge you that, the whole year when you're not here the whole year. So,
Sure.
So we do prorate it. And then coming in July, then you would be due again for a full year.
Yeah.
So, but you can join anytime.
Yeah. Cool. Very good. How do folks join, Janice?
They can get a hold of either myself or Aaron at the chamber office. And the number there is 217-935-3364. Stop by and see us. We're there Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4:30, Fridays 9 to noon, or anytime. If you need an appointment later than that, you just call me and I will hang out. No big deal.
Very good. Janice Peterson, Executive Director of the Clinton Chamber of Commerce, is my guest in studio for today. More to come with Janice on the WHOW Morning Show.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. It is a crop report day today. Corn steady, beans lower, and wheat mostly lower to start the day. July corn opening 403 up a penny. September corn down half a penny, 409 3/4. December corn down half a penny, 429 1/2. July beans down 4 1/2, 1104 1/4. August beans down a nickel, 1114 1/4. November beans 1132 1/2, down 6 1/2. July Chicago wheat 571 3/4, up 2 1/4. September wheat down to 577 3/4. July bean meal 302 even, down 270. July bean oil is down $1.53, 67.54. Energy market September Brent crude oil 74.40, up 49 cents. Opening numbers on this Tuesday crop report day. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Looking for a new Silverado? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. We have a good selection of new Silverado inventory. We have Silverados in 1500s, 2500s, and 3500s with several trim levels, custom, LT, RST, LTZ, and yes, even high countries. All our inventory is priced for our summer savings season. Baum Chevrolet Buick. Together, let's drive. BaumChevroletBuick.com, right from the start.
WEZC, your easy choice, 95.9 FM, is the voice of the Monticello Sages. Also streamed and archived at DeWittDailyNews.com. Hear live play-by-play football, boys and girls basketball, baseball and softball, all season long. And a best of broadcast every Saturday at noon. All brought to you by Kirby Medical Center, First Mid, and Stewart Family Hardware, all in Monticello.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Flory, your host. We join you weekday mornings from 10 until 11 on WHOW, on AM and FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
Here's Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group in Clinton, talking about continuing to serve the community through new ownership.
Things came together and we reached an agreement to purchase. And as you mentioned, we closed August the 1st. So as August the 1st, Miller Media Group is now Hart Media Group. And we're continuing to serve the people of Clinton and DeWitt County and Monticello and Bloomington and Decatur and everywhere, because we'll just keep connecting people as we've been doing.
The Hart Media Group looks forward to continuing to serve the community for years to come.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio, Janice Peterson, Executive Director of the Clinton Chamber of Commerce. Janice, you mentioned that with the kind of the passing of spring, things take a break, but you do have to shift your focus a little bit in the summertime to the haunted house.
That's right. That's
yeah.
how everybody thinks it's so early. Oh, you're working on the haunted house now? We have to, because any new room that we surprise you with, any change that we surprise you with, doesn't come overnight, because there's building involved, there's decorating involved. This year there's a lot of building involved, so we're working.
Yeah.
And we also are looking for volunteers to help. Just give us a call at the chamber office, 217-935-3364. Stop in and see us. Email us at events@clintonilchamber.com. If you're interested in helping, it's a volunteer job, I should say. Don't need any skills, just show up, or just get a hold of us. We'll get you the times and where to show up, and it's fun. We all have a good time. We do. We're a family. Our haunted house volunteers, we're a family, and we have a good time. We get the job done, and we look forward to. I'm really looking forward to this year. There's some really, I think, really cool surprises going on.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I can't tell you obviously, but
Yeah.
But
so what are you working on here in the first part of June, for an event that's 6 months, 4 months out? Yeah.
building stuff in the house.
Okay.
Because we try to make sure that we change up some surprises every year, whether it be room designs, whether it be just some maintenance on the house. For example, maintenance on the house, we need roofs. We're getting our roof fixed next week, which is a blessing, because the porch that I stand on is about ready to collapse. So and it's been that way. We're just waiting for those heavy rains to be like, oh my gosh. But so we're getting that kind of stuff done, and that we need to do before we open.
Yeah.
So
how often are you in the haunted house?
Typically work nights are Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I know some of the guys will go over in an afternoon if they're not working or whatever. They'll go over an afternoon and work on some stuff. And we have to be careful. It gets so hot sometimes that
Right.
when it gets super hot, we don't have work days.
Like the last few days.
Yes, we probably would not have had. And when the storms too, that doesn't.
Yeah,
help
that
either,
doesn't
but-
help either.
Because we will be over there this morning checking the basement if Aaron hasn't been there already checking. the
Oh,
basement.
okay. Yeah. Does it get water?
Yep.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Nope.
Yeah.
As hard as it rained last night, it would not surprise me if she texts me and says we've got 2 inches of water in the basement.
What do you do about that?
We have to drain it out. It just drains out. We
Wow.
don't have. We put it. It will drain on. Let's example if we do have that, it will drain out over the next day or so, and it drains out pretty good. Then we'll put fans down there, and then before we bleach everything, because we do get water down there. So
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so it will not surprise me. She'll probably check it. She's probably either there now or she's checking it on her way to work.
Do you ever get so much rain in a weekend of haunted house where you have to close down the basement because of water?
We have not since I have been there.
Mm.
So usually, yeah, we have not since that, but we've had water. We've been like, oh my gosh, can we open or not? But not super bad. But,
Sure. Yeah.
But like I said, with what rained last night, it would not surprise me.
Gotcha. Well, on that note, haunted house is underway. The preparations for it, at least, are underway. Talk to me a little bit. You mentioned you're always looking for volunteers. What do you ask of your volunteers?
We just ask them to, I don't care if they have any skills, just come show up. We'll show you how to paint. We'll show you how to use a hammer. It might be just as simple as lining up 2x4s so somebody else, or holding on to them so somebody else can nail them in. Or we teach. We will train anybody on what to do. They're going to have to, some of the stuff this year, they're going to be teaching Aaron and I how to do, because it's stuff we don't have a clue. And we both know that we don't, because they've already told us what some of the stuff they're doing. So
yeah. Do you give your volunteers the autonomy to choose what they want to do and that sort of thing?
Kind of. Just, we'll say, okay, this is kind of what's going on tonight. And if you're there, you might say, oh, I really want to help build this room. If you're going to be cutting and sawing and nailing, I want to help. Yeah, fine, help.
Okay.
So we do. We are limited. We have so few volunteers sometimes that it's just everybody will kind of grab a room and go do whatever.
But you do have a pretty good foundation group that just kind of is always there. Do you want to talk about those guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Steve Mead, Mike Brady, Jacob Brady, Kelsey Brady has started to show up with us.
Cool.
We have Grayson Mandrell, Greg Mandrell, Aaron and myself, Marion Broussard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting somebody, I'm sure. Caleb Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of our go-to people.
Yeah.
And we'd be lost without them. We are
Mhm.
just, they are, like I said, we're family.
Mm-hmm.
We are a family.
Mm-hmm.
So
And just put it on.
yeah.
Word.
We're open every weekend in October again this year.
Mhm.
We're open Halloween night again this year.
Oh, wow.
Because it falls on a Saturday.
Perfect.
Yep.
Nice.
So usually the first weekend's pretty slow, but it's also kind of a training weekend for us to, that, okay, if something doesn't go right with a prop or with something, we can fix it.
Well, and the 1st of October kind of sneaks up on you sometimes.
Tell me about it.
Sure. So,
Yep. All
yeah.
of a sudden it's here and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Yep.
We are actively looking again for volunteer groups to be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the nights already are taken.
Great.
Which is great.
Mhm.
But we pay back a percentage of the night's proceeds so it's a kind of a fundraiser for the groups that come in.
Mhm.
And all we ask is you be 16, it's to be a group, be 16 or older.
Mhm.
We're all black.
Mhm.
We'll assign parts.
Mhm.
We'll show you what to do.
Yeah.
And everybody has a good time doing that.
Very good. Very good. Well, on that note, Janice, I look at the clock. I've got about a minute left with you here this morning. Did I miss anything about the chamber, summer, anything you want to put out there for us?
I think we covered it pretty much. This is,
Okay.
like I said, a little bit. There may be a golf outing in the fall. We are still kind of pondering it.
Yeah.
But other than that, we'll have Santa's house up on the square. We'll
Mhm.
have the Christmas parade, and we'll start. We're going to start that before
I was
haunted
gonna
house is even over.
say that stuff will be here before we know it. We'll be
Uh-huh.
thinking about it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that same haunted house family is the same family